Hi all, Kenny the Vaping Heed back again with another review. Thank you very much for joining me. How you all doing? Hope you're doing hunky dory. Today we are looking at this fella. This is the Glaz V2 by Steamcrave. I've got it sitting on top of the Titan PWM mod, all Steamcrave in this one, so thought I'd put it on the old PWM there, and it sits there pretty nicely, I don't mind saying so myself. So before we get down into the dirty on this, if you do like what I'm doing and you like what I see, by all means hit that subscribe button, like, share, and also please leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you, see what you think, or if you have any suggestions on what you'd like us to review for you, wouldn't be a problem. So without any further ado, let's roll the B-roll, yeah? See you in a bit. Right folks, here we are down at the table looking at the Steamcrave Glaz RTA version 2. As you can see, it's your typical Steamcrave packaging. Steamcrave on the side here, Steamcrave on the side there, Steamcrave on the side there, and this is your colour. Availability, which is stainless steel, black, gunmetal, blue or red. I don't know if they'll be bringing out any more colours after that. And then basically on the back, you have your scratch and sniff authenticity. Come on, can't get your words out. And obviously the contents of the box. So if we turn her over, lift off the lid, and this is what you are presented with. You have, of course, mod, which I'll put there. We have the bubble glass, which I believe holds 10 millilitres of juice. You have a spare standard glass, which I believe the standard glass holds about 7 ml of juice. And if I can get it out, and you also have a spare chimney glass. So again, Steamcrave, all our spares absolutely blob on. Underneath the box, you have more packaging there. You have the protective ring for your tank. Steamcrave. There can be only one. Love it. You have obviously your multi-tool, which is there. You also have your bag of spares. You got a spare gasket for the top, and as usual, Steamcrave put loads and loads of O-rings, grub screws, etc. in. There's shitloads of O-rings on this thing. Of course, you have your user manual, which is basically everything as you can see there. You have your Steamcrave introduction, product, all that stuff, and on the other side again you have like all the details in there. No specs in this one, like, which I'm a little bit disappointed of, but there you go. And finally, as always, you get, if it'll come out, your Steamcrave sticker. Right, we'll get all this put back and kind of like put aside. Bear with me. I'll leave the bubble glass because I'm going to be putting that on. If you bear with us with that one. Get them two fellas back in there. Come on. There you go. They're back. They're done. Gone. Right. So here we have the Atomizer itself. On the top you have your usual Steamcrave engraving. We have the 810 drip tip. This one here, I think there is an O-ring inside. I don't think these fit very, it's not really a snug fit. And apparently some of your other 810s don't really fit that well, unless you've got some good O-rings on the outside. This one's, it's okay, but there is a little bit of movement there. To fill it, you've got an indentation here, which basically you just sit your thumb on, wallop, and there you go. You have your fill port. Again, for a Steamcrave product, that's a very small hole for filling, especially considering the size of the tank. As we go down here, you have your airflow, which I think there's 18 holes. Don't quote us, but there could be, but it's the honeycomb style. The airflow control rung nicely nudged, so you get loads of grip, and as you can see, it's two air holes, one there, whenever you turn on one, you do on both. At the bottom, again, normal Steamcrave branding, designed by BJ Shee, possibly a serial number there. It looks like a stainless steel pin, or stainless steel or steel coated pin. Can I get a steel coated pin? It'll be a stainless steel pin, I would imagine, yeah. So, to remove your deck, you just unscrew the bottom here. And what Steamcrave have done, they've just gone for a very simple postless deck design in a crisscross style fashion. Basically, you have your, if you bear with me, I'll just get something to point at. Basically, you have here, you've got the peak insulator around here. So this here being the positive block, this being the negative block. These are your airflow holes here and here. These here are your juice wells. There's a nice little lip on them as well. Nicely, the machining, God, it's just second to none, isn't it? The screws are obviously the grub screws with the Allen type key head. There's an O-ring here. This is the thing with this though, you've got to be bloody careful with these O-rings because there's shed loads of them. And I'm saying that one, can't think that one there, gun's in there I believe. Just double check because that one seems to have moved. Where the hell did that gun? Looks like it goes on the bottom of there. Possibly in and around on the deck, I would imagine. No, yeah, it does. It sits in that groove. As you can see, there's a groove all the way around. So again, people, there you go. There's a groove there that it sits in. I was panicking there a little bit because I thought I'd lost it, but there you go. That's where that O-ring sits. So maybe it's one to watch for when you open this thing up. Just be careful where your O-rings were, because there is lots in here. But that's the deck, and I've noticed like where your airflow comes in, it obviously comes in through the bottom of the coil, but if you look at the sides, they've actually angled it as well. If you can see here, you've got the airflow is angled, so that looks like you're going to have airflow coming from the bottom, and it's also going to smash off the top of there and hit the side as well of your coil. So once you've got your coils like sitting there and there, you know, you've got your airflow coming up the bottom there, underneath the coil, and then obviously it's directing it again to the side of the coil, so that could be good for flavour. But look at the rest of the tank. Basically, it does unscrew apart. This top piece comes off, like so, and inside there is your chimney, which is just basically a push fit. It just basically sits inside that top. You just push that in. So it just sits snug. Now bear in mind when you're tightening these things up, like glass, don't torque them down, just nip them, because these flanges here, one, two, yeah, when I get the screwdriver there, see these flanges here, and we'll see here, there you go, these four flanges here, come on, focus in, that's it, well, there you are, these four flanges, which you can see here, if this thing will stay in focus, there you go, there, there and there, these are what actually hold your chimney in when it's clamped in. So obviously do not over tighten that, as you will be asking for trouble. Now to change the glass, I'm just going to twist and pull very gently. Again, these O-rings are jumping out all over again, but maybe, like I say, maybe once they've got some lube on them, they might lube on them. Then some juice on them, it might lube them up a bit, but I'm just taking that standard glass off, and now I'm going to put on, like I say, just twist and push, make sure you don't push them O-rings off, and just nip that down there like so. Put this chimney back in. Like I say, you don't want to torque these down, just back it off till the threads is there. Just, you can see it's moving about there. Make sure it's nice and flat inside. Just screw that down, and I mean, you literally, you just want to nip it. That, you know, that's it, no more, no less. Just nip it like so. Has that O-ring come out? Hang on a minute, folks. Is that the O-ring, or is that just the glass? That's just the way I think it's just the way the glass is sitting on it. Yeah, that's just the pattern of the glass. My eyesight's gone nuts in it. I thought it was another O-ring come up. But like I say, when you first open this thing up and take it apart, just take note of where all your O-rings are. Again, like I say, just don't torque this down like that. Just, you know, finger and thumb. That's all you need. And as you can see there, I said before, there's these four tags, and they are just straight metal. And you know, I would have thought it may be just like a rubber ring or something on there to cushion it, but that there is straight metal clamping your chimney in, and that's your bubble glass. So I'll put the bottom on and give you a better idea. It's not about the tank, because obviously there's nothing there with the, sorry, the tank, the deck, sorry. There's nothing there with the deck, you know, you just screw in and away you go, you know, and that's what it looks like with the bubble glass on. I've just got this metal cage inside. I think it's obviously if you drop, you break this glass, it's mainly designed to protect the chamber, the glass piece of the chamber, because obviously I think they'd be more expensive to replace than what the actual glass would be. So what I think we'll do, if I just unscrew this little fella again from here, is I think we'll chuck a build on this. I'll just double check this, just make sure it's where I want it to be. That's it. You just don't want this too tight. It is a little bit tight when you first do it, but you just basically want to nip it up, not too tight, so you don't shatter that glass. So what we'll do, I think we'll chuck a build on this fella and see where we're at, yeah? So I'll use the spangly tool. I'm not gonna fanny about. We'll loosen these off and get the thing in. These just loosen out like so, very easy to do. Open them all up, as you do with most of the tanks. It's a poster style deck, so I would imagine this should be just a pretty straightforward build. Nothing too complicated about posters decks. Maybe just get your coil position a bit right on them. I'll put this on here for now. Yes folks, I am going to be trying it on the PWM, as you can see, the Titan mod, but it is off, so I'll not fire it. Basically have that and that. What I've done, I've got some coils here that I've made earlier on, and these fellas, let me see them, this is what I made earlier on, and these fellas are made from this stuff. This is a Vandy Vape stainless steel fused clapping wire, 26 gauge times 2, wrapping a 30 gauge. Very nice coils, these stainless steels. I've already pre-cut the legs to 4mm. I know some people will go 4.5 or 5. It just depends on how you have it, I suppose. But I'll just find something here gauge to hide these coils in. I'll just use this one here for now. Whack that on there. Basically, you're just dropping them straight in like so. Make sure they're all the way in, type of thing. And like we see, we'll just nip these fellas up. Super easy. Just kick your coils round a bit. If you keep ahead of them, see there, you've got a bit of twist there on your coil, so you just keep ahead of them, keep them straightish, you know. This should be absolutely fine. Yeah, we'll get this fella in, just nip this fella in, up. Oop. Get this one just another nip. So you just straighten them out, like so. I say get them over the air hole, and it says your coils. I think maybe that, I don't know if they could be a bit short or not, I don't know, but you've got air coming up and you've got to bounce up the side, so that's not too bad. I suppose I could maybe bring it in a bit more. Maybe a little bit high, but we'll see. We'll go with that. Do the same on the other side now. You can just drop them in like so. Give them a nip. I don't know why I'm using this thing, and I just don't like using these anyway, they're rubbish. Well, there you go, and it's starting to nip that up there now. Same on this side. And this fella nipped in. Sorry if you can't see much of my fingers, people, but at the end of the day, it is a very straightforward deck to build on. So you just get everything here, centre it up a bit. Nicely close, nice over that air hole. I think that's the way to go with these. Get them as close as you can to them air holes over the top. We'll pull this one over a bit more and all. And centre it up. And let them nice and close to the air holes. That might be able to come over just a touch. So yeah, air gets to it a bit. I'd say that's probably about it. I'd say it's more or less over them holes. Close as you're going to get there, and you've got that side pushing it up again as well. So make sure this fella's on. Turn it down a bit. 20 watts. I'll burn it at about 50 odd watts. I'll get some pliers here handy. I'll just burn these fellas in, yeah. Let's pulse them in. Let the heat do the work. Give them a little bit of a pinch. Oop. A little bit of a brush. Still a bit of a hot spot on that one. It's glowing just nicely there now. There you have it with that one. That's the coiling done. Now wicking. Wicking this is using the classic dam method. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get some the old mochi cotton here and cut a couple of strips off, and we shall get her wicked up and see how we get on with that. But the wicking, it's just a classic dam method. You don't want to ram them in, anything like that. It's just basically tucking it in over the top of the airflow. Bear with, I'll just peel this off here. Peel this bit off here. And a bit of the old pinch and twist. Nicely tube shape, bit of the old pinch and twist as you do. Me, you know, with this Mooj, I can never cut it really now. I always do too much, but yeah, that one feels alright. Just back and forward, just get a bit in there. There's one side done, turn it round. Again, we'll peel this one off. Mr. No Nails doesn't help, like. Just kind of get ahead of now because I've got near nails as per usual. Okay, we'll just get all that crap off there, roll it out, pinch and twist that one. Hopefully it'll fit in there nicely now. Yep, that's gone in there nice. Again, just a little bit of resistance, don't be moving your coils about. And there you go. So you see, you only want these coils to be tucking in there. So what I've been doing is, see this rubber ring I've been using now as a guide. I've just put my scissors on over the mark, give it a squish, just over the mark, just put a mark on where the ring is, and then I'll cut it nice and short. Where the ring was, about there, and there. And obviously you just eyed in at the other side, roughly the same size. That and that. Give them a bit of a floof. Floof them all out. Basically all I do is just lay it on the top. Just so it gets under that lip. Don't cram it in. Just lay it under the lip. Might have to do with maybe thinning this out a bit, but I don't know. We'll go with it. Might get away with it. Again, it's the classic Dan method. Just lay it over the edge of the top there. That's in there now, just nicely. Do the same on the other side. I might just thin this out a bit actually. Probably got a bit heavy this cotton on here, like, but again, just lay it over the top as you do. Do not cram it in. I've just tucked it over the top. I'm not pushing it down. I've just laid it in. As you can see, there's nothing poking out under here or under here. That you don't want anything poking out under these slots here. You see, there's where your juice is going to come in under there, up into your cotton. I hope I've just knocked that one out. What a tit! Up into your cotton. And there you go. So, the juice I am vaping on, if you bear with me one moment. Again, never got out ready. I'm going to juice this up. And we'll just get it all nicely juiced up here. I'll just give them a little pulse, get the juice in. Start soaking these up. Actually, I might just tuck them in a bit more because obviously I think I've done it a bit short on there, so hopefully the juice will help them expand a bit and tuck them in a bit better. Like I said, you didn't put much in. Don't choke it because you will get dry hits. Obviously, if I don't have it in correctly, it'll probably flood the bloody deck. Again, it's not too hard for your wicking, but there you go, we've got some vapour. Whew, have we not? I'll just tidy these up. As you can see, they're filling up nicely. They're just tucked in nicely under there now. Oh, see, as the cotton expands, it sits in there much better. And there you have it. Same here. Just get that tucked in a bit better. Yeah, you could probably soak them first if you want to before you tuck them in. I don't think it would make much of a difference. So what we'll do now, get the cap on, just give it a little twist, give her a nip as you do. Everything nice and nipped up there. You see the build through the glass. See your wicks, all looks good, but we'll juice this fella up, and we'll go up top, we'll have a blast on it, and I'll give you my thoughts. Yeah, see you up there, bye. Right folks, here we are back up top, and at the Glaz 2 by Steamcrave. I am rocking, if you bear with me, some of this, the Juiceed Peach and Pear. Again, I did have a different flavoured juice on the table build, but I've kind of run out of that, so I've had to put some of this in. Never mind. But anyway, Steamcrave Glaz. Sitting here, like I say, on the Titan PWM. Looks really nice. The build is coming out at 0.14. I've got a 3.5 volts, so it's going to be rocking about, according to this, 87.5 watts. So let's have a go into there. Airflow fully open. Wow. Excuse me, a bit of a chest. So, Steamcrave, when you hear their name, you always think of big tanks. Again, another big tank by the people at Steamcrave. I didn't own the original Glaz. I don't know why, but I got my hands on this. I've had a quick look at the original Glaz. The deck is slightly different. Obviously the first Glaz didn't have them little notches that guide the airflow, it just had the angled airflow on the deck. Similar kind of deck, the raised postless deck. Absolutely, you know, another great tank again by Steamcrave. There's not fucking much I can fault with this, to be honest with you. It's you know, I'm a big fan of Steamcrave products. You know, I've got the mod, I've got the Atomizer, I've got the Titan, I've got a number of the tanks which I thoroughly enjoy. And again, it's not a flavourless cloud sugar, it's pretty damn good flavour for the size of the tank. Not the best flavour, well, obviously your smaller tanks are going to give you more flavour than being a more concentrated size, but for its size this is bloody good. You know, there's nothing much I can fault this with. I would say the only niggle is probably that fill port being, I think the fill port could be a bit bigger, but that's basically it, people. Generally the tank itself is very good. On the builds, I have had I have had a couple of leaking issues. So, you know, I've tried a number of times. I've repositioned the coils a bit, just broke them in a touch, you know, just so the airflow gets underneath them. And the wicking I did it slightly longer. I cut the wick slightly longer, fluffed them out, and I cut the corners down. I didn't thin them out. I think that's what it was. I think I thinned them out too much. It basically was flooding the deck and coming out the, you know, the air hose on the side. But I've since redone it, and I don't know if you can see, but that now dry as a bone. You know, it's not leaking now. I mean, there was loads of ages just pissing out over here before. There's nothing in them airflows now. It's dry as a bone. So I think if you get your wicking or coil position wrong, it can be quite an unforgiving tank. It will leak. I mean, you know, there's 10 million juice in this bubble glass. Pardon me, 7 mil of juice in the straight glass, so that's a lot of juice that's going to come out the bottom. But apart from that, nothing much to complain about really. It's an awesome bit of kit, as per usual by Steamcrave. Quality's fabulous, build quality's fabulous. The air on it is a bit restrictive, obviously, with all the honeycomb. It's not a massive wide you know, fill your lungs up. You know, there is a bit of restriction there, which I think helps for the flavour. I've got a full there, and you can put it down to half, and it, you know, the flavour's even better. I mean, not like whistly. It's not turbulent. It's not whistly. It's smooth, that honeycomb, which you're probably seeing across the board now with a lot of tanks. That's probably the kind of the norm now. It's either in on the airflow or it's up on the deck where it comes out. You know, it's kind of the norm now because of its smoothness and quietness. But all in all, a good bit of kit. Prices and availability, use your friend Google, people. YouTube rules, you know, we don't know what we can do and what we can't do at the moment. So, you know, if we name a price or we're classed as selling the product, don't know. So basically, YouTube's your friend. I mean, Google is your friend. Just search about UK stockists. There'll be various prices. You'll get some deals and some sales. So you can't, it's crazy the way it's going. But I'm not really going to do that kind of stuff anymore. Just like I say, I'm not going to tell you where and when you can buy it, just in case YouTube decide to give us a strike or whatever because of the new rules they keep bringing in every 2 minutes. So I'm not goggling on about that. Just use your Google, search Google. Sure you'll find something. Like I say, I'm not going to burble on and turn into a gush fest. I mean, it's a damn good mod. God, I haven't had enough coffee yet. I've had one coffee. Damn good tank. If you're a fan of the Steamcrave, it's one for the collection, without a doubt. Sorry, before I go, the size-wise, it could be a bit of a con, but if you just bear with me just a moment while I just dive over here. I've got an Aegis Legend here, and I did try it on here, and I'll show you folks. I'll just quickly whip this off here and put it on the Aegis, right, just to show you. It's just, you don't have to buy a big mod like this for it to fit on. This is the Aegis Legend. See, it's reasonably wide deck. It's a run-of-the-mill, box type mod, and this actually sits on it, and there's no overhang there. That's pretty flush, and that's a 31mm on the Aegis Legend. I mean, it does look, I don't know, does it look silly? I don't think it looks too bad, but it's sitting on there absolutely nicely. So, even though it's a 31mm, there are other mods apart from the larger mods that you see people chucking clouds on that will fit it. Looks quite nice on that Legend, no problem. Absolutely spot on. So with that, I shall leave that now at that, and I'll let you all get away because I know your time is precious. So like I say, if you like what you see, want to see more, please subscribe, leave comments below, hit the like button, all that la-di-da. And until the next one, I've been Kenny the Vaping Heed. Stay safe, vape safe, and I shall see you all very soon. Cheers, bye.